Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with Chadron State head football coach Jay Long. The Eagles had another successful road trip, this time going to Adams State, defeating the Grizzlies 23-21 in a very tight contest. The Eagles pretty much controlled things in the first two quarters, taking a 16-0 lead into halftime, but the Grizzlies added a touchdown and a two-point conversion in the third quarter. And then the fourth quarter was up for grabs. Coach, one of those games, I watched it online. I wasn't able to attend. There was volleyball matches here this weekend. But one of those games where you watch it, it's exciting. For you on the sideline, you probably lost a couple fingernails.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was one of those nervous games. It was a football game. And, Adams State's, a great football team. And you were a great football team. And it was just one of those games. And like we said before, our guys found a way to win. And that's a big attribute to our guys and their work ethic and never giving up.
Two huge plays in the first half happened, one on offense, one on defense. The first being the first play of a drive. John McClain throws it. To me, it looked about 40, 45 yards in the air. It could have been more, to Nathan Ross just streaking down the sidelines, and he was untouched for an 84-yard touchdown. Really a nice pitch and catch. And then the second big play that happened was Adams State was driving to answer that score, and there's a fumble recovered that Kiefer Brick brought out to about the 35.
Yeah, both of those provided sparks for our team. And when you look at it, that one, then big Nate Ross catch, that was kind of a pivotal point in the game. They had started and loaded the box, and it was kind of affecting our run game a little bit. And we took a shot, and the pass was right there, and Nate ran a great route. And it was a huge play, and like I said, a big turning point of it. The other part was just like you said, Kiefer getting that fumble return took off. We thought Kiefer can run, and we were like, hey, maybe he might break this one, and the tailback caught him from behind. But it was a big play, and I think we scored off of that drive, also off that turnover.
As I mentioned, the fourth quarter had a lot of fireworks. It began shortly after Scott Kellogg caught a 40-yard pass from Trevor Eggleston, who actually didn't start the game. He was actually the third quarterback who played, but he played a majority of the second half and was really effective, completing all 10 of his passes for 153 yards. His longest completion of the day was as I mentioned, a 40-yard strike to Scott Kellogg. Made the game 16-14. They went for two. They didn't get it. And then the Eagles respond with a really nice drive, capped off by a 9-yard touchdown pass from John McClain to Cody Rose.
Yeah, when we look at it after they got that score, we knew we had to get some time off the clock, and Glenn Clinton he ran like unreal. When we watched him on film, there was just more. We just kept saying, "Good job, Glenn. Good job, Glenn." I mean, he ran like a guy, and very proud of his effort and the way he overtook the game. And with that also being said, I thought our offensive line did a great job of run blocking, and on that drive that you're talking about, I think we ran 7 dive plays out of 9, and that was just huge to eat a lot of time off the clock and to turn around and score and to give our defense a chance to rest.
The Eagles rushed it 54 times for 224 yards, led by 198 yards on 31 carries from Glenn Clinton. That's just a shade under 6.5 yards a carry, so certainly a productive game. And the nice thing I know that you look at as an offensive line coach, only 10 yards considered to be lost yards rushing. Those 10 yards happen to be on team rushes, and for those of you who don't know, team rushes are basically when the victory formation is in and when the quarterback takes a knee, that rushing yardage is credited to the team, and so a great performance by the O-line.
Yeah, I think there was actually our overall was 255 or 56 yards rushing, and then at the end, we took some yards lost before the to get the win, and we'll do that at any time. But at the very end there's some great clock management by our offensive coaches, Coach Stein and Coach McClain. Did a terrific job of controlling that game at the end and running out that clock.
Talk a little bit about the end of the game, because it was interesting. With Adams State scored with 2 minutes and 37 seconds left on really a fast drive. They went 80 yards in 6 plays, and Ron Godden caught a 30-yard pass from Eggleston that made it 23-21. They kicked it off, or an onside kick, excuse me. They onside kicked it. Kevin Lindholm, who had a whale of a game. He's going to be the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week, finished with 19 tackles, is having a wonderful senior season, recovered the onside kick. So the Eagles just basically run out the game, or trying to run out the clock. It's 3rd and 8. Glenn Clinton gets the carry. Everyone in the world knows that he's going to run the ball, and he makes one of those plays that it's hard to describe unless you saw it. He basically ran around the left edge and hurdled the defender as he kind of want to do it at times, and then carried another guy for about 5-6 yards to get that first down, and just what a performance.
Yeah, it was great second effort. When you said the two names, I mean, Kevin had 19 tackles, and at the very end there came up huge with getting that onside kick. I mean, that when you look at it, that may have been the play of the game. And then the second play of the game was Glenn hurdling that guy for a run that if ESPN was here, they would definitely show that one as a top 10 play. That was just a terrific play and terrific effort, and getting that first down, and it allowed us to to be able to run out the clock. And you used the word interesting. I think I would use a little bit more different word. It got a little crazy there for a little bit.
Well, there was some clock malfunctioning, I guess would be the nice way to say it. Basically, what happened is the Eagles had the ball. It was 4th and I believe 17. With about 5 seconds left. And what was the play call? John McClain just go run around and throw it away?
Basically. Yeah, what we had, it was the clock was at 45 seconds left on the clock, and their home clock did not start the play clock until 39. So then what happened was the officials stopped the game and then came back and said there needs to be 45 seconds on the clock. Well, then they put 25 seconds on the play clock. Well, that kind of, at worst case scenario, there should have been 3 seconds left on the clock, or 5 seconds left on the clock. And there was a big discussion, and the officials got it right. And I'm not real sure how it got all explained, but the officials got it right. They communicated, did cause a lot of havoc on both sidelines, but they did what they needed to do. They came together and did their talk, and it ended up being right.
But the fact remains, you got to win in an ugly game, which is important.
When you look at it, I mean, I don't even know if it's an ugly game. I mean, when you look at it, there was 2 good football teams out there and banging out trying to get a win. And when you look at it, there were some highs that we had, and there were some highs that Adams State had. And when you look back at it as a coach, and we came up and made big plays when we needed to. And this upcoming week, there's going to be both in this game also. And I look forward to see how our guys compete and how we battle.
As Coach mentioned, it's not going to get any easier this week. The Eagles are going to play pretty much the toast of the RMAC right now. Colorado State University Pueblo is currently 5-0, 3-0 in the conference. Scored at least 30 points in each game, and in all likelihood, they will be the number 2 ranked team in the nation when they face off against Chadron State on Saturday. Minnesota Duluth, who was the number 2 team ranked, lost last Saturday to St. Cloud State. Coach, first of all, when you look at Colorado State University Pueblo, basically still in its infancy, kind of at that toddler age right now that they started their football program just a few years back. But what a special story. Coach John Riston and his staff have done a wonderful job of bringing players in there, and Pueblo has basically become a national power in the last 2 years.
Yeah, when you look at it, I would say the things that when you look at Pueblo is they've made us their rival, and everywhere from what I've been told in their facilities, there's beat Chadron State, and they on their schedule they highlighted our team and highlighted our game in red, and our guys we lost Kearney, and this is a game that we need to attack as our new rival also, and I really look forward to go out and play these guys. And when you look at it, this is a huge game for us and for them. And when you look at it, this is what playing college football is all about: playing big games. We're on the road, playing at their house, and I can't wait to see how our guys act and go out and compete against Pueblo.
Pueblo is actually one of the few RMAC teams, as Coach mentioned, University of Nebraska-Kearney being the exception. They're not really in the RMAC anymore, who has a winning record against Chadron State. And many of these people, of the players on the team right now, probably have a little bit of a bad taste in their mouths the last couple of years when they've played Pueblo. 2 years ago the Eagles lost a tough overtime game where John McClain basically was a foot out, and depending on whether or not you were a Pueblo or a CSC fan, he either scored or he didn't score. I was there. I personally thought that he scored, but I wasn't wearing the striped shirt that day. And then last year, Pueblo came up here and gave Chadron State a loss on a homecoming, which is very rare. It's actually Pueblo's homecoming this weekend, And so I'm sure that the players have a lot of emotions heading into this game.
Like we said, we like to take each game at a time. But I mean, this is a game that that basically they keep putting a target on us, and we need to react, and we need to go out there and compete and battle and play Eagle football. And we talk about our traditions, and this is a game that is what we need to continue. We need to win and get after.
As Coach mentioned, with traditions, this will be a traditional football game. Both teams love to run the ball. Chadron State is a little bit more spread-orientated than Pueblo, who kind of runs a pro-style offense. But the Thunderwolves are currently number one in the conference in rushing offense. The Eagles number one in total defense, so it could be an interesting matchup.
I think it's going to be a great battle. I mean, when you look at it, both teams are going to have to, they're going to come out and they're going to try to establish a run, win up front. And, defense, they're going to try to make each other one-dimensional. They're going to try to make us one-dimensional and try to throw, and same thing with our defense. And it's going to come down to, special teams and making a big spark and ball control and who makes play at the end of the game.
Well, it's going to be a great atmosphere. I've had the privilege to be at every game at Pueblo. It's always been a good turnout by Chadron State crowds. So hopefully that same holds true this weekend. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff there in Pueblo, and best of luck to you, Coach.
Hey, thank you. It's great talking to you.